Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. Today, we have an interview with Bob Bodily. I mean, if you don't know what's going on yet, you guys are under a rock, man. Odin.fun has came on the scene out of nowhere. I mean, Bob gave no hint to this. He did, well, I guess so. He came out and said, I'm going to founder mode 2 weeks before he launched it. And then 2 weeks later, it was like, boom, in your face. Here you go. It was awesome, right? Everyone was blown away. Everyone got on there. He made it so it's you bridge one block over there, and they have the LP pools. You're apparently you're earning Bitcoin for the LPs, which is phenomenal. I mean, why wouldn't you want to earn Bitcoin of all tokens? It's not some crap token that you'll end up selling, right? So I'm looking forward to talking to Bob. But without further ado, we bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
So, dude, we've been looking forward to this for, probably like a week and a half now. I mean, this is the number one person that we want to talk to here.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we love having Bob on. We've had him on, I believe, 2 prior times to this. We had the pleasure of meeting him in person at Bitcoin Nashville in 2024, and we just know he's a really intelligent person. So when Bob speaks, everybody needs to listen, kind of situation, right? And not only that, he's been a big contributor to like the Bitcoin Ordinal and just Bitcoin ecosystem in general, kind of helping out with the Bitcoin Startup Lab, kind of guiding some of these new builders as well, just lending his knowledge to new builders. And so it just made sense for him to get a product that I guess unites ICP's tech stack with Bitcoin to kind of give that native Bitcoin experience with trading, fungibles on Bitcoin. So I'm super excited to dive into it, especially with the recent announcement of kind of the Runes community all coming together and saying, hey, this is the way. Let's create liquidity, in our ecosystem, a little bit outside of our ecosystem to get people on board. So super excited for this one.
Yeah, man. And like the rumor swirling around is, Odin.fun is just the beginning. Right?
Yeah.
Of a whole massive thing that's going to be happening. So looking forward to asking Bob about that. So without further ado, bring in Bob Bodily. Bob, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man. So we got your backstory before. We got everything. We know who you are. I want to know about your last 3 weeks. I want to know about your last 3 months, man. What's been going on to kind of get you to this point?
Yeah. So we started beginning of November. So we're just hitting 3 months since we started. But honestly, I would probably say we started 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we started building full-time on the blockchain. And our goal has always been, if you look at apps like Polymarket, or if you look at, what Dapper Labs has been doing with like NBA Top Shot, or the really, really awesome UX crypto applications. We wanted to, we've always wanted to build something like that. I think everyone wants to build something like that you can onboard normies to, that you can, bring on the next billion users on chain. I mean, people say it all the time. But it takes a long time to like figure it out. Like it's all about trade-offs. Like, what are the right technical trade-offs? What are the right philosophical trade-offs? What are the right user experience trade-offs? And so, the Odin Fund launch was very successful, thanks to the community kind of coming around and supporting it. But I mean, it was probably a result of, all the scars and bumps and bruises over the last 4 years. And finally, it all came together and we, crafted a pretty nice solution here.
Yeah. When I first saw that your post about it being released, we got into a little bit early before the public release, just kind of test it out, for the show. And I was really impressed with the speed, first of all, of the transactions. Also, and I want to make sure that we have this correct. Does the liquidity providers earn Bitcoin, or are they earning, the token that was created through, this pump fund style? Is it actually Bitcoin that they're earning through the LPs?
So in every liquidity pool, it is one side Bitcoin, one side token. And when you deposit liquidity, you're essentially converting your Bitcoin and your token into what I would call an LP token, which is essentially just, I'll take $20 of this token and $20 of Bitcoin, and I'll get 20 LP tokens. So when I come back out, you're actually earning fees in
Gotcha.
both sides, both pairs. So you are earning Bitcoin, but you also, I mean, um, you still have swapping. No, it probably is Bitcoin.
Yeah, because that's what you're paying the fee in, and that's what you guys earn.
You're still going to hold the token because that token is still part of the liquidity pool. And
Yeah.
so depending on how the price fluctuates,
Yeah.
you might actually end up with less Bitcoin and more of the other token. It just depends on which way the liquidity swings. So it does depend. But your fees do accumulate directly to your LP position. And then you can withdraw
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah. So
That's
it's kind
awesome.
of like that, like, impermanent loss and permanent gain situation to where one side goes up, the other goes down. But, so I think most people that have, dabbled with DeFi understand that, right? But it is really awesome to be able to earn Bitcoin, even if it's only part of the yield that you're getting. So that's super exciting. When people have an opportunity to earn more Bitcoin, I think they want to partake in that, right? So let's talk about the response from the community, because I would say out of all of the kind of, not directly like utilizing, native Bitcoins layer, a lot of the community has kind of shied away from that. But with Odin.fun, there was like this, moment of the community embracing it, right? And so what did that feel like, number one, and how did that happen? Because it's not easy to get that.
Yeah, I think part of it is people. I mean, it was like perfect timing. I mean, the like 2 weeks leading up to the launch, it was like, I don't know, people were just yelling at each other all over the timeline about how stupid how stupid runes was as a token standard, and how it was always ordinals and it was never runes, and why did KC try to create runes, and BRC20 was better, and runes wasn't organic, it was created just to spite BRC20, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. The Ordinal show, there were some really great hour-long debates slash fights slash discussions. Like, it was, you couldn't have architected, like, if you could control, everything. Like, the launch conditions were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
that
like
was part of
perfect
it.
timing. Did you sense it? Did you smell blood and you were like, okay, now's time?
Uh, I mean, not really. Like, we almost launched the week prior.
Okay.
But then I think the abstract ecosystem was kind of launching, and we figured there'd be a lot there. So we thought, well, okay, maybe we delay one more week, and let's go the next week. And honestly, it was even better to delay the next week. Like, timing was just, the stars aligned essentially.
Yeah, man. And like we have partners, and they've been telling us like, hey, we want to do what Bob did. Like the way he launched that was just like, here it is, guys, go play. Like it was invite only, which was awesome because, like, you know what I mean. The invite code, but invite codes were everywhere. Like I went in the debauchery place. The people were just dropping their invites anywhere. If you wanted a code, you could have got one. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like gate kept or anything like that. But the way it was so organic, and way it was like everyone wanted to get in because no one knew what they were not seeing, right? So it was like
Yeah.
it was like almost perfect, man. You gotta pat yourself on the back for that.
Yeah, and again, I think that was part, like, we did quite a bit of groundwork behind the scenes with like the Be Life team, kind of. I wouldn't call it, massaging, but like, it's almost like, prepping, like, behind the scenes, like, kind of talking to kind of the key influencer people, letting them know, hey, this is what we're doing. This is why it's awesome. Doing like demos and FAQs and things like that. So there were like people that were like slowly kind of getting in the know, but it's never you never really get the full impact until you're the one that's like there clicking, and you're like, wow, this is phenomenal. You
Yeah.
almost have to use it to believe it. And so, like, we had started kind of spreading the word, and so I think there was a really nice foundation. And part of this is credit to the Be Life team, kind of running with us as kind of like an ecosystem slash community partner. They've been really fantastic to work with. And so, and then it was, the long thread with a couple demo videos, and threw it out there, and then it was like wildfire.
Yeah.
I mean, that tweet did phenomenally. And yeah, and then from there, we had our first scaling test. We had to beef up things on the server side, had to had to, improve our architecture, but then, we were ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people were talking like nonstop about it, and they still are. But you mentioned something. You said the Be Life kind of team. For the audience that isn't familiar, and I'm actually not that familiar with Be Life, I know Animoca has something to do with it, but could you kind of break down what Be Life is and what Be Life means to Odin.fun and what you're working on?
Yeah, you'll see on the top of Odin, it's Odin.fun supercharged by Be Life. And that's intentionally, supercharged and not like powered by, because we're not actually built on Be Life. Be Life is like an ecosystem / community partner. And so, think of Be Life like a cross-chain Bitcoin ecosystem, essentially. So they do have an identity protocol. You can go and claim your Be Life ID. The identity protocol is designed to be kind of like a cross-chain passport of sorts for the Bitcoin ecosystem. So it doesn't matter whether you're on a Bitcoin L2 or a Bitcoin sidechain or on Bitcoin L1. You can claim a Be Life ID. You can then inscribe it directly. It uses the Ordinals protocol. It uses parent-child. All the nice Ordinals features. And then eventually, soon you'll be able to essentially attach verified or verifiable credentials, essentially kind of building up, like a passport of sorts in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And so, imagine like a cross-chain identity provider that works no matter where you are in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Beyond that, they just have a lot of connections on the marketing side, on the growth side, on the business development side. They have a lot of people partnering, bringing in users, bringing in KOLs, etc. So that's Be Life is a subsidiary of Animoca. Ben and Vincent are kind of running the show there, and they're fantastic. And then they also have like a soft staking program on their website. You can earn, you can go claim your passport. You can soft stake your ordinals. You can earn points, get up on their leaderboard, and then there are additional opportunities for collaboration here around like quests and user acquisition and other things like that.
What does that mean? Soft stake your ordinal.
Soft stake just means hold it in your wallet and don't sell it, and then come to Be Life and earn points while you're holding. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So once you sell it, you unsoft stake it basically.
You can just use Bob Bodily as your code.
Everyone's going to use that now.
That's my unique referral link there.
Okay.
So everyone can go ahead and use Bob Bodily. It's 9 characters long. So then, pick whatever Be Life you want, and then you can register it. Then you can also inscribe it to Bitcoin as part of their meta protocol.
Someone took Shizzy?
Oh, someone took Shizzy.
You guys.
Goodness. Someone stole your name, man. Okay, so quick question, and we don't have to spend too much time on this, but like I also saw kind of another branding called Sparks. Is that also part of Be Life, or is that something you don't know about really?
I think Sparks is like an invite-only community that's similar, that's like connected to Be Life.
Gotcha.
I think it was like their first ordinal mint. I think it was like 111. So I think Sparks was like a, more
Collection.
intimate kind of,
Gotcha.
community ordinal collection. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so obviously, like whenever someone launches something new, innovative, and there's good reception, there's always going to be some FUD around things, right? So one of the things that I heard was, once you deposit into Odin.fun, it's kind of like a closed loop, and then you got to withdraw. Which to me, I mean, that's why you are depositing, is to have fun over there, and then withdrawing makes sense to me. But I guess I see a little bit of what they're saying, that if there could be more, and I think this piggybacks off of what Shizzy said. Possibly there's going to be an ecosystem on the tech stack that you built Odin.fun on. Is that correct or no?
Yeah. Yep, there's a lot of interoperability potential, and people are already building. So yes.
Awesome.
So is it safe to call it an L2? Like, so it's not ICP, it's not Bitcoin, but it's in between.
Yeah. So in our FAQ, I call it Valhallah. That's my
I love that name.
that's the name of our stack. But when you like boil it down all the way, we're essentially leveraging a lot of ICP primitives, and then Valhalla is essentially like, I mean, no one's ever built something like Odin Fund before that kind of works like this specifically, and so it's kind of just like the branding around how do you build fantastic user experiences in a cross-chain fashion. That's kind of the way that I'm talking about Valhalla. But if you look like under the hood, like we use the threshold signing setup from ICP specifically, and there's just a lot of stuff built into the protocol that made it a lot faster for us to build.
That's awesome.
Gotcha.
So you customized this tech stack for speed, efficiency, but while kind of using that co-processing aspect of ICP a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah, because there's no fees. Obviously, that's absolutely crazy to me. But it's in the back end, right? It's the you're actually paying the fees, correct?
Yeah. So there are a lot of nice, I would call them blockchain buzzwords. Chain abstraction, account abstraction, session keys. These are things that people talk about and kind of like really want to build into their applications. Chain abstraction means no gas fees, no network fees. You don't know what chain you're on, and you don't care what chain you're on. You want it to be secure and you want it to be fast, and that's enough for you. The other part of the chain abstraction, and this fits in with the account abstraction, is you can log in directly with your Bitcoin wallet, and then you're ready to go. You don't need to have a new wallet. You don't need to, have a new private key or anything like that. Just log in directly with your Bitcoin wallet. So you don't need kind of a new set of ecosystem, standards, wallets, whatever. You just use your existing Bitcoin wallet. And then on the session key side, you log in with your Bitcoin wallet and you don't have to sign again for like 48 hours. And so it just feels like a Web2 app. You go log in and now you just click around, you just do whatever you want. So yeah.
I love this. So going back to like the ecosystem that's going to be building out in the future, you said there's the current builders right now. Like, is this something that you see, like maybe 6 months down the road, we'll have like 5 to 10 build like applications on Valhalla, or it'll be more like even more built out than that in 6 months?
This is a good question. Initially, it's probably going to be easier to build integrations directly into Odin Fund than it is to build like a completely separate application. Pick your favorite DeFi thing, whether it's over collateralized lending or stable coins or staking or yield or whatever. And it's probably easiest to just partner with someone and have some kind of like direct integration into Odin Fund. Longer term, definitely makes sense to have an ecosystem of applications. And even more than that, I think what we've learned by building Odin is there are a lot of trade-offs you have to make that are not easy to find. It took us, like I mentioned, like 4 years of scrapes and scars and bruises until we finally cracked the nut and figured it out. And so part of what we want to do, I think, is scale this platform and just make it dead simple for developers to come and build. Imagine you come in to a nice TypeScript interface and you define the methods that you want and you write the code for the methods, and then you write your front end code and just hit I'm ready, deploy. And then it's just like, and then it's all ready to go. And you have a blazingly fast cross-chain application, ready for users. So I think that's the dream.
Yeah. Wow. So you've been working on this tech stack with Odin for 4 years.
Well, I mean, what I mean specifically by that is you have to, it took a lot of learning. Like we built applications in a poor way for a long time
Oh, gotcha.
to learn the lessons. But like everything that we've been learning, it like all came together, and then we pumped it all into Odin Fun. So it's like both the culmination of all of our learnings, but also like some of our best tech is a result of things that we built before that didn't quite work but almost worked, that we then finally got the right iteration on Odin.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, man. So we know that last time we talked to you, you had an ordinal type of NFT project you were building. Are you still continuing that build, and maybe is that coming to Valhallah?
I think that's a very natural extension of the work that we've been doing. You could imagine, the ERC 404. Why not bring ordinals over and let them trade as fungible tokens on Odin Fun? The downside to that is you rip out all of the culture and the art and the, even the community, and you just make it a straight up meme coin, uh, which is almost antithetical to ordinals. It might be, in fact, like destroying the very essence of ordinals to do something like that. But again, maybe the degens want it, and and would trade on it anyway. So I think there are a lot of opportunities to do something like that. But again, with the team I have, we can't do everything. We don't have unlimited resources, and so all of our focus, well, yeah, basically all of our focus is on Odin Fund right now. I mean, we still have, some resources maintaining existing products. But I mean, you have to go where the traction is. And I think the best case for our previous products is that Odin Fund is wildly successful, and it gives us time and resources to then do our do justice to our previous products and users and creators, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely be completely okay with it. Like, if let's say you have a Bitcoin Frog, and I could bridge that to about Valhalla, and then get a receipt. Obviously, it's a receipt 1-to-1. I make some trades. Maybe I trade that into a Node Monkey, and then I withdraw the Node Monkey. I don't see the problem with that.
Just from a trading experience, Blur, OpenSea, no, let's say Foundation. Foundation is like art, and then OpenSea is like art, and then Blur is like art.
Smaller than
and
that.
Then, and then you go all the way to like what's the protocol on Ethereum that like tokenizes? There's another one. Anyway, then
yeah.
art is just gone.
Yeah.
There is no longer an art component. It is strictly a token, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I could see the deep ordinal culture community not liking that, but where I think it could be beneficial are the collections that have kind of been abandoned, right? So like you send over like Bitcoin maxis or something, you know what I mean? I have some of those still from a long time ago. But I'll bridge them, and maybe degens will trade those, But like I agree with Bob in that example, to where I don't see people sending over like frogs and node monks and stuff like that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
They do with the Merlin. It's all Merlin right now.
Yeah, but the activity on those aren't. First of all, they're not being traded like in a atomic swap style.
Yeah,
they're being traded like in a marketplace. But
yeah, there is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just one more comment. There is probably a case. I mean, I've seen people make claims that like low value ordinals are not going to survive because it just doesn't make sense on Bitcoin L1.
Yeah.
It's only the like premium that will survive. But if you could take 100 of something and in a single Bitcoin transaction, take them all to a layer like Odin and just be like, boom, now they're all liquid.
Yeah.
That's going to dramatically improve liquidity for some of these collections to the point
100%.
where now it makes sense. Like you're going to pay what, like a dollar or something or less to like trade these. And so if you have any like lower cost collections on Magic Eden, it really might make sense to do something like this.
Yeah.
Where you can just bring it over and trade it on a lower cost layer, because it's not going to make sense to trade it on Bitcoin L1.
Yeah, I
and
agree
like
with that.
in the future too, it's going to get really expensive to inscribe, right? So a lot of these collections that have been already inscribed, they're going to be like sought after, because they're going to just adopt something. You're not going to create it because it's just going to be too expensive to create 10,000 PFP collection on Bitcoin. But potentially, if we can move those to another chain, they're still ordinals. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with this, but
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I was really impressed with with was swapping after you either get into the pre-bond and then bonds, or just swapping in general after it's bonded, right? I felt like it was really fast. I felt like adding liquidity was really seamless. And I actually messaged you and I say, hey, this would be great if you could add like the top runes to this. And you said it's coming. And then we find out today in your post that dog is coming. And this is after a space with Leonidas that basically said, hey, look, we need to kind of brand these runes. Let's take them into secure layers, and or like the most trust minimized layers, and let's start making it easy to trade. So how do you think this is going to go? And then also, what runes are you guys kind of eyeing right now, and what does that process look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a natural extension, and then this has always been the plan, was to add olive runes to Odin Fun. Whether it's launched on Odin or whether it's not. The only restriction here is liquidity. You essentially need liquidity providers in the AMM in order to facilitate the fast AMM swaps on Odin. And so we're actively working with a number of liquidity providers to come in and provide liquidity for the top runes. Take the top 5 or 10 based on volume, and those are probably the initial ones we target. But I mean, really, any runes token could come over, and as long as there's liquidity there, then they could be traded. And so I think that's the plan. I think that's basically always been the plan, is to just be a really fantastic runes trading platform.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be really attractive and successful because imagine being able to be a liquidity provider for dog. You're going to earn dog and Bitcoin, which are two solid. Obviously, Bitcoin's the most solid asset in our industry, but dog is the most solid, I would say, within the runes industry, right? Or sector. So earning those two tokens is going to feel really good. And I think that whales will actually do that, with dog, $1 billion cat, pups, multiple of those, like you said, top 5. So we're going to see really quick how attractive this is, and if I'm right with it. But I'm excited about it, and I'm ready to actually, supply some liquidity with a $1 billion cat. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the other fun thing is, as a meme coin goes up in value, you gradually in a liquidity providing scenario, you gradually sell off your token for Bitcoin. And so as the token goes up in value, you're just accumulating Bitcoin. I mean, what's not to love about Bitcoin accumulation? And so providing liquidity, I guess if the price goes down, then you're accumulating more of the token. But if you have a really solid use case for the token, you're probably okay with that as well.
Yeah, man. Why just stop at runes? Why not go after BRC20s and allow them to, be able to mint and trade? Because it'll be very similar to what you're doing with runes.
You got to start somewhere, and so runes is where we started. It's very likely we add BRC20 as well in the
Oh,
that's
little
huge.
while. Because why not? Why not trade your Ordi next to your dog? It just leveraging the tooling that we have available. I don't think it's that crazy from a technical perspective, like a technical lift to do something like that. So yeah, definitely pushing in that direction as well.
There's going to be a lot of BRC20 guys out there who, who are going to watch this and be like, "Oh, I hate runes," and they'll just be really happy with that with that answer. So that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And another question would be, is there any chance that I potentially down the line do an LP pool of dog and $1 billion cat? Because I know what happens when I do an LP pool of dog and Bitcoin. I'm going to be selling my dog into Bitcoin as dog goes to places where we think it's going to go, and Bitcoin just kind of does a 2 or 3x from here. Is there any chances of me being able to do that in the future?
Currently, everything is in a pool with Bitcoin directly.
Yeah.
Part of the reason for that is you get better liquidity when you don't split it across the million different pairs that you could create between all tokens. There's likely a case for top tokens with lots of volume to have their own swap pools with other tokens. But to start, I mean, everything just goes back to Bitcoin. If you did want to, like, we'll probably come out with like a swap interface, and you could pick, I want to swap dog to Billy or pups or something like that. But behind the scenes, we would essentially be doing a double swap. Just do Dog to Bitcoin and then Bitcoin to Billy. And the downside is you would pay double liquidity provider fees, but you would only pay single platform fee for that kind of swap. So that's probably the near-term solution to enable swaps between tokens. And it would all still be atomic. So like if one failed, then the other would fail. Like they would, it would be a it would be a double swap, but in the same atomic transaction.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's even would be possible. Okay, so another question that I have is stable tokens. Is that something that you guys are even looking at, or are you just going to stick with Bitcoin? What's the plan for that if you even have one?
Bitcoin-backed stablecoins make a lot of sense. Having a over collateralized, basically deposit 1.5 Bitcoin and get, I don't know, one Bitcoin of stablecoin now to be able to do things with, I think makes a lot of sense. I've already chatted with multiple Bitcoin-backed stablecoin providers to look to integrate them into Odin Fund and try to see how we can have AMMs for that, but also, maybe more tightly integrate stablecoin into the platform as well. So I think it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. And for someone that like might feel kind of comfortable doing like a certain amount, whatever their, risk tolerance is to put Bitcoin in the stable, they might just want to be in stable, and that might be a use case in itself to kind of deposit over there, get in stable until they're ready to make a next move. So that could actually onboard some more users. So I think that's a great idea to onboard Bitcoin backed stables.
Yep.
Love it.
So I've been messing with the B Life, right? So I've already got like 2.4 thousand points already. And I mean, was it like
Work.
5-10 minutes? So absolutely,
Yeah.
guys, go check this out. Go get yourself, guys, B Life. So I guess my next question would be this B Life, right? So let's just say Valhalla is out and someone creates like, prediction market, someone creates something else, whatever. Could I use my B Life account to potentially use Valhalla in the future with just kind of attach on my wallets? Because I don't think it's going to work the way I think it's going to work, where like once I connect let's just say Odin Now Fun, it's not going to work the same way with other platforms, but using something like B Life could potentially connect everything.
Yeah. So if you go to Odin and you look at the achievement section, go to your profile and then look at achievements. We have like a set of level 1 achievements and a set of level 2 achievements. It's kind of like a fun. Oh yeah, you do have to connect. It's kind of like a fun way to prove you're human and like participate in the community. And all of these could be, you could imagine these Odin achievements syncing over to B Life as like, Odin credentials. And then you could imagine any other application integrating B Life and directly pulling those in. And now you already know more about your users than you would have otherwise. Yeah,
Gotcha.
just click your image in the top right, and then click on achievements on the far right side of the tabs. Sorry, the tabs are on the middle
Sorry,
middle left.
middle left. What is
Yeah,
it called?
just under achievements. It's the
Oh, got
next
it
row of
there.
tabs. There you go.
Gotcha.
So there's a set of things you can do here, and you can like claim the achievements. So this is all basically showing, hey, I'm a level 1 Odin user if you complete all level 1, or like, hey, I'm a level 2 user if you complete all the level 2. And so yeah, that's one potential benefit of like a cross-chain type identity protocol, passport of sorts.
Gotcha. Because I didn't have an account. Oh, here's my account. All right, cool. So I've done already my achievements. And then, yeah, so it should pop up here. Okay. So I've completed all the, oh, these are the ones. Okay. Advanced. All right. Okay. Cool. So I can just claim all these.
And so this is for kind of like, are you earning XP in a sense?
So you can only claim it if you've done the
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
But
Okay.
the make 20 trades in less than 60 seconds, that's my favorite one. because it makes you feel like a boss. In fact, we
Yeah.
should go to your quick buy at the top. We should just do this right now because
Let's do it.
set your quick buy to quadruple 01. So this is $1.
Okay.
Um,
4
oh,
zeros,
Yeah.
1.
1. Yeah.
yeah. So it's 1K sats. So this is $1 per click. So just
Okay.
pick your favorite token right now. Whatever
All right, let's go
whatever it
Ghost
is.
Node. That's my personal favorite.
Okay, we want to go back to the other
Yeah,
page
because
though.
you want to hit those lightning buttons on the right.
You want to hit the quick buy on the far right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So just
Oh,
so
I just did.
you clicked directly below the button. Okay, so just click that like 20
Right here.
times. Yeah,
Fine.
as fast as you can click. As fast as you can click. Okay, then go and scroll down and just look at the oh you can just hover. You can just hover and then you'll see that they're all
I don't have enough. I gotta get some more Bitcoin.
Wait, I
But that's
thought you had Bitcoin. Oh,
Yeah, I
was your
did.
Bitcoin in a different account?
no,
Oh, maybe I did too
I
many?
don't. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you had enough to do.
I didn't have enough.
Maybe you had
Yeah.
like $40 in there or something. But
Go and see if
but
you can claim the achievement now. I wonder if you did. I wonder if you did 20.
This one. Got it.
oh,
Yeah, let's go. You must have clicked like 100 times or
I
something.
must have. You told me to keep going. I was just like, go. So,
I felt like I was going through that deposit issue the first day. Bob was like, click it like 20 times. And, like I was actually like in a show, right? And then I didn't realize that Shizzy could hear me clicking. And then
Look, it's
afterwards
selling
he
at
goes, bro,
grenade.
what were you doing? I was like, Bob told me to click the deposit thing 20 times. He goes, we can hear everything.
It was like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell's going on? And again, I forget what guest we had on, but it ended up being fine.
Yeah. Awesome, man. This is awesome. I just really wanted to dig into what you are actually building. Obviously, I've played with it, but like what should like the audience and community expect next? Obviously, we have Dog coming. Is there anything that like that they should be expecting with Odin.fun that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, so definitely external runes, OG runes, runes classic, whatever you want to call them. Bringing those into Odin makes a ton of sense. So if you have a runes project, if you have some liquidity, we would love to partner and get your rune onto Odin Fun. Beyond that, adding BRC20 makes a ton of sense. Even beyond that, adding other meta protocols. I mean, it's not that crazy for us to, we could bring on tap tokens. We could bring on,
ARC20s.
ARC20s. Like there's going to be fewer users and less liquidity, but if there's interest and there's volume, then that's something that we can integrate. Another thing that we really want to do is let users can already log in with their Phantom wallet. We want to let them easily deposit Solana directly into Odin Fund as well.
Wow.
And once you deposit Solana, you'll be able to just immediately swap to Bitcoin using the same Odin interface. So it'll be, login with Phantom is probably going to take 10 seconds. Depositing Solana into the platform is going to take another 10 seconds maybe. And then swapping to Bitcoin is, less than 10 seconds. So 30 seconds you could onboard from Solana to Odin.fun. And I think that that's just, that's mind-blowingly fantastic.
Yeah.
Just boom, log in, boom, deposit, confirm, load. Okay, here's your soul. Okay, swap, doon, click, done. Now you have Bitcoin. You're off to the races. Like it might be the fastest way to go from Solana to Bitcoin, and it just streamlines you into the platform. So I think that's something that we really want to do as well.
Wow. I
That would
wasn't
be
expecting
incredible.
that.
Yeah.
Are we at the 1 block deposit right now, or is it taking a little bit more than 1 block for Bitcoin?
Yeah. So right now for connected wallet deposits, it's one confirmation plus about 3 minutes ish.
Okay.
There's just some the block has to hit. You have to index the block. Everything has to propagate and sync up. So it's
Gotcha.
probably 3 to 5 minutes maybe after you get your one confirm, and then you're ready to go in the platform. The direct deposits, meaning from an external source, those ones you do have to, wait 3 to 5 minutes and then hit the update balance. So that's only for direct deposit now. If you have a connected wallet deposit, everything should just work.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't want to show them a difference between the two, because I actually did it as well. So you can use deposit options, connected wallet, or you can go to external deposit, and this is where you get your wallet address, and then you can send. This is the way I did it originally, because there was a problem in the very early days where I wasn't able to connect my wallet to this, but then I did this with no problem, and I got it right away. So, but yeah, man. Well, this has been absolutely amazing, Bob. Thank you so much for joining us. And any other updates or any platforms that you're building on Valhallah, please send them our way. We'd love to interview them and kind of see what they're building for your amazing. Is it safe to call it an L2? Like, what would you call it?
So my I'm gonna give you my nerd brain response, and then I'll give you my practical response. So the tech side, the uh, the tech guru Bob is gonna say L2s don't exist on Bitcoin.
Yep.
I mean, you could argue for Lightning,
Lightning.
but you don't really get the programmability that I want with an L2 and Lightning. You just get speed.
Yeah.
And payment channels doesn't solve all of the problems. So even Lightning, I wouldn't call it the L2 that I dream about. It's it's getting closer, but it's not there yet. So I would say there are no L2s on Bitcoin. But then I would follow that up with that doesn't really matter. What matters is crafting fantastic user experiences. And so, let's redefine an L2 to be building Bitcoin aligned experiences for your users. And in that case, that's a broad umbrella that could, you could build on an Ethereum L2 like Bob. But if you have a really great Bitcoin aligned experience where you can come in and, log in with the Bitcoin wallet maybe and pay your gas fees in BTC directly, I mean, that feels like a really nice Bitcoin aligned experience. Or maybe it's a side chain, or maybe it's a, new meta protocol, or maybe it's, some other type of setup. And in that definition of an L2, yeah, I mean it's definitely an L2. I mean, you can't get much better than sign in with your Bitcoin wallet, no gas fees, network fees, use Bitcoin as the currency everywhere. I mean, like what other platform has had, really great, fantastic, lightning fast swaps where BTC is the other token in every single pool. Like it's pretty fantastic from a Bitcoin perspective. So I would say, technically there are no L2s, but practically, yeah. I mean, it's we're building on a Bitcoin L2.
Let's just say Opcat comes along. He gets his $30 million to bribing miners and stuff like that. Does Odin then become your definition of an L2?
Even with Cat, you still can't do Odin on Bitcoin L1.
Gotcha.
You can craft potentially better bridging, but it might take longer, and it might be more expensive, and it might be more annoying. And so even if we get Cat, it still might not. I think it's maybe possible to craft fantastic user experiences. Like Odin could, essentially upgrade its security model or whatever, and have, trust minimize setup. But there's a case that it's still too slow or too cumbersome or too annoying or too expensive. So we might need Cat plus another catalyst in order to really get us all the way there. But this is mostly just speculation. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I think we're starting to learn that it's all about experience, and so and I think you've developed something that gives a great experience. So that's awesome. Well, Bob, it's been amazing as always. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to the next time having you on the show.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, guys, absolutely amazing. I want to thank Bob, but we forgot to talk about one thing really quickly. I'm going to jump into that. It is Bob's referral program for Odin.fun. This is really cool because I referred Yagobi, right? So he got my referral link. And so now I get 25% of his fees for life.
We get 25. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll split it with them. I'll split it with
No.
them. But so guys, make sure you guys refer your friends. The more you refer, you're gonna be very happy in the future if you can get like 100 referrals. I'm sure of it. Refer all your guys. Hey, make sure you're using my link. Make sure you're using my link. So for life, guys, you will get a part of their fees. You know, let's just say you somehow onboard a whale, and this guy is just going nuts, and just you're gonna get paid for that. So definitely want to get your referral link if you guys are having trouble finding it, like I was. Super simple. It's right by the deposit button. It's just a little gray. So hit that and then give people everybody. And I'll actually have mine if you guys want to use it in the bottom. If you guys have it as well in the show notes, so that'll be cool. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Appreciate it. And go play with Odin.fun. Go get a BLife account. You're gonna be very happy you did in the future. I promise.
Yep. And again, thank you to Bob for jumping on. The guy is a genius, and thank goodness he's in our space, and he's been here for a while working on stuff. And like I said, he contributes to the space all the time. We want to thank you guys for hanging out with us for 45 minutes. And we know that you learned something if you were watching this episode. But if you could help us out, checking out our partners, we would greatly appreciate that. Emblem Vault is going to be the interoperability tool for the Bitcoin Layer 1 asset class. More specifically with Ordinals, you're going to be able to jump your Puppet, your Node Monk from Bitcoin Layer 1 to Merlin Bitcoin Layer 2 to Base to Abstract. They're going to have a big Ordinal section over there, and multiple more EVM chains and Solana, other chains in the future. So super excited about that. They also have their Bitcoin AI wallet agent product that's going to be coming out soon. You're going to be able to vault your puppets and stuff with a command to your AI agent, as well as make Bitcoin transactions. So that's going to be super exciting. And don't forget about their runes that they're going to have in the future called Emblem Vault Keys, Founder Keys, I believe it's called. And they have a TGE during September, but you can actually trade them right now on OpenSea as an NFT. But once their TGE comes around in September, you'll be able to open that vault. And there is, I believe, 2 million runes in each vault. But you can learn more about all of this at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They actually utilize ICP tech, just like Odin.fun does, and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets on their marketplaces. All you have to do is actually have an Xverse wallet, some Bitcoin, and wait 6 blocks, and you can start placing bets right away. You can learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp is the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They allow you guys to be able to trade Bitcoin synthetic assets on their DEX. They're also going to have access to different tokens outside of the Bitcoin ecosystem, like the Trump token. These guys are going to be more than just a perps DEX. They're going to offer different DeFi features and things like that. So make sure you're following up with these guys. You can learn more at bitperp.io. And then Fluid Tokens, the Wizard UTXO devs, they were the first to offer retail staking vaults on Bitcoin Layer 1. They have done amazing things in our space, guys. They started on Cardano. They're still working over there, but they also started building in Bitcoin. And they are working on the bridge from Cardano to Bitcoin and vice versa as well. Don't forget about their staking vault with Leo Collard's new project. You're going to be able to stake those stones and earn something very soon. So they're going to drop an update for that very, very soon. Hopefully we can get one for you guys by Friday. You can learn more at fluidtokens.com and click on the Bitcoin logo for more information there. Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you're a builder on Bitcoin L1 and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible and seamless, reach out to Merlin Chain's team and apply for a builder grant. A couple of our partners got into that program. It's not impossible. You just got to be serious and innovative and want to build something great on Merlin Chain. If you are a retail user, you can utilize Merlin Swap to trade for Doggo to the Moon. You can trade. They have a synthetic version of Doggo to the Moon over there with a pretty good liquidity pool. I think about 500K. You can learn more at merlinchain.io. And don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy, building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and they have their first-person shooter game called Clan Wars, as well as Ordinal Hive is an aggregator Ordinal marketplace, the cheapest Ordinals on Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2, and as well as their awesome trader tools as well. You can actually see what is live in the mempool, see if someone fat-fingered an Ordinal, get it for cheap. But yeah, we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job, man, as always. And if you guys have another few more minutes, you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering a space, please send them our website. We really feel like you can help them get started and caught up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have the #1 VPN. That's Nord. 70% off coupon. Just all you have to do is just click that. You'll get the 70% off. I think it's like $3 a month. But there is free VPNs out there. Just always make sure you guys are using a VPN. Don't be going to these sites, just with your IP hanging out, right? You don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Don't just get a VPN. If it's not Nord, get another one. But I think Nord's the best. If you guys are going to Vegas Bitcoin style, it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be in May. But don't wait to May to get your tickets, guys. Get them as soon as possible. Use our link here. It helps the show. And if you're paying Bitcoin as well, it's a lot cheaper. But if you plan to go and you buy your tickets in April or May, you're gonna be paying probably 5 to 10 times more than you will today. So get your tickets as soon as possible. Use our link. And then, of course, if you need merch for that event or any event, or just kind of just lounge around in the house, we have some of the best merch in the entire crypto space, not just Bitcoin. We have so much stuff here, guys. Check everything out: hats, school bags, and so much more. You guys can check everything out at ordinalrevolution.com. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow,
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.